I just want to ask you about your legacy as Chancellor. Your newspaper, this Christmas, appeals to readers to keep the issue of the homeless at the top of the political agenda. But regardless of whether your policy on austerity was right or wrong, isn't it the cause of the deaths in the doorways we see in this country now? Direct result of the austerity that you impose?
No, I entirely reject that. The country underwent a financial crash, which was on a similar scale to the Great Depression. And in the statistics that are produced, you will see that child poverty reduced, inequality reduced in our country during this period.
Hang on, the evidence is, I mean, the local authorities were all cut back, schools were cut back.
Well,
there are people that you pass in the morning when you come to work sleeping in doorways who weren't there. There are people dying in the streets. When you see that, do you see it as a result of the policies you produced?
No. The country was close to bankrupt. And, the famous letter we got when we walked in the Treasury, there's no money left. And you can...
Yeah, but
you could either be your...
There are other ways of dealing with no money left. You could have put up taxation, you could boost...
David, I can tell you, when I go around at the moment, the people who stop me in the street are people who go, you put up VAT, you put up stamp duty, you got rid of the non-dom tax regime you get from people in wealthy Kensington.
You meet the wrong people.
Well, VAT, Patsy...
If you went to Hartlepool, you wouldn't get that argument.
Well, you would certainly get people mentioning the pasty tax. Well, in other words, the tax rises that I either introduced or attempted to introduce turned out to be among the most controversial. The public expenditure savings were a necessary part of a package of getting this country back on its feet. Look, could you do more to tackle homelessness? Yes, you could, but it's not a lack of money. So that's not a consequence of austerity. That's just a consequence of bad policy. And we've seen initiatives in the past, like the Rough Sleepers initiative, which have been very effective at getting people off the street.
But you can't argue that your decisions were the only decisions that could have been taken, because there are, as you know, a lot of economists against it. The food banks, children in poverty, the UN report on that kind of thing could have been avoided if you'd taken different measures.
Well, I don't agree. I think poverty would be considerably worse if we hadn't.
We would have been worse?
Yes, if we had not taken the steps we took.
Really?
Well, because the steps we took caused Britain to recover faster than any other major economy, and we created more jobs than any British government in history, or created the environment where more jobs were created.